We need carbon, but the crisis from carbon is not new. It's about more than 100 years. From greenhouse gas, from global warming, from heat waves to sea level rise, everything belongs to a relations of carbon development crisis, or we better say carbon crisis. The carbon dioxide from the crisis from the heat waves is a relations between the structure of humanity for the upcoming generation. But when United States has declared from the EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency, that we need carbon dioxide. This is a regularity or a requirement for human development, for the upcoming development, and both of industrialized development and the capitalist development and everything for the upcoming generations. Because this is at present is the population race. We know it almost crossed 8.1 billion. This is not a number of joke. And since 50 years ago, it's around and half of the global populations, but it has raised more than a limit. So we have multiple resources to survive in this earth. There should be a proper plan. There should be proper financial growth on the global economical perspective. In case of developed countries like China, Russia, and United States, they are all making something more different on regarding of resources. But the thing when we are talking about Russia, they are planning of renewable energy sources, nuclear reactors to make more energy sources with protect their country from carbon emissions. When China has planned a world's largest solar plant from, which is very important to generate more than 5 million household energy sources without carbon emissions, and the emissions remittance is lower than the 2024. But the thing is that when the United States has declared something bigger than a statement, when we are talking about discussing since United Nations found that we need to maintain a proper carbon strategy, there should be a proper carbon goal for each and every country. We always talk about the discussion in United Nations headquarters that there even each and every individual has carbon loan about carbon. There should be a particular individual rights or individual discipline and ideology and particular duty to maintain an emission protection or regarding on carbon. But when they are declaring about carbon dioxide is important for nature, important for humanity, then the complete world become divided in two parts. One actually believed on something that carbon dioxide is extremely dangerous because it's creating a dangerous situation for the generations. It's creating sea level rise. It's creating extreme heat waves. It's creating unusual rainfall. It's creating water scarcity. Even it's creating unusual health issues, which is extremely dangerous from the industrial smokes, which is very important for the extreme emissions of carbon, which is extremely disaster for the carbon emission control. And also, we know that we are actually following the green energy transitions when many developing countries are already using green sources and renewable energy sources for the development of transportations and other industrial goals. Even on the coastal areas, some countries are removing the industrial plants from the which can't contaminate the water, because this is a crisis like Kabul, where which country, which city will going to face in 2030 the waterless city in the world. So this is the crisis that spreading from South America to North America, from Africa to Northern Africa, from Asia, each and every part of the world in the at present in the development scenario. But when a country belongs to more than 25 trillion global economy, they have the particular power of global maintain the global GDP. But when they are declaring something a bigger purpose, the complete psychology, complete ideology become a difference in the two parts. When they already remove their policy regarding on Paris Agreement. So the question is United States right about the carbon dioxide? Is there a particular ideology and structure on the policy, on the government structure is absolutely true? This is the questions. There is another scenario when scientists and environmentalists already claim that there is two purpose of carbon dioxide, carbon related gases. The one is carbon dioxide and another is carbon monoxide, which is extremely dangerous for the health issues. It's creating hemoglobin on the blood clots on the health part. This is extremely dangerous when we are talking about these things. On the particular, they are maintaining their slow poisoning. But when you're talking about carbon dioxide, it's creating a massive heat stroke on the generation to generation. It's creating a dangerous and a damage scenario. So, what should be the policy? What should be the upcoming generation with carbon dioxide? Yeah, without carbon dioxide. When United Nations SDG goals is belong to a particular target at each and every country to maintain a carbon emission target. When China is creating their target by 2060 on the maintain of more than 50% of carbon emissions, India is planning out around 70% of climate carbon emissions limit regarding on 2047. Another country also maintaining same policy. Russia is also maintaining same policies regarding a particular targets on 2030 and then 2050, then 2070. Then United States is declaring their carbon emissions controls regarding to use, not removing their policies from carbon dioxide. That is an historical identity on regarding on this. So what should be the plan? What should be the strategy? With carbon dioxide or without carbon dioxide? It is become divisions between two worlds on the different purpose, because this belongs to carbon dioxide. It belongs to global economy. It belongs to industrial resources. It belongs to global economical part. Belongs to the particular impact on the farming. It belongs to the particular impact on the heat waves. It belongs to the particular unusual weather falls. So this all belongs to this kind of culture which is unusual. So is there any plan to maintain a proper carbon dioxide? Is there a plan to maintain a proper parameter of carbon dioxide, or is there a percentage planning on the particular how much they should use? I'm not promoting that to stop industrialization, which is very crucial. I'm not promoting this kind of scenario because it is important. Industrialization is important for the upcoming generation because what's the population parameter? We have to maintain the developing countries. We have to maintain the developed countries. There should be a proper balance all over the world, from global south to global north. But the thing is that when we're talking about emission parameter and the controlling scenario, what should be the ideology? What should be the structure? That is very important. What should be the upcoming future plan or future targets for the countries who are actually facing carbon crisis, who are actually facing this kind of emission crisis? They know that this is when we're talking about Japan, when we're talking about Indonesia, when we're talking about Bhutan, which is the first country without carbon crisis. This is a extremely talented ideology which I have already designed that in the particular my report, that Bhutan has maintained a wonderful scenario on zero carbon emitters, which is very important. Carbon free country. But the thing is this enough? So that is the point when United States, which is world's largest industrial growth, which have the global economical power, which have the particular maintaining the balance of dominance of autocracy regarding a global economy with the industrialization power, is this the particular plan to only protect the industrial sources? It is the not planning for the sources for the 8 billion people, which is very important. We know that at the time of COVID scenario, the complete parameter was going down, and sometimes we think that this is the time to green economy, green job economy, sustainable economy, which is very important. That's why the worldwide the scenario of work from home to maintaining, not promoting the transport, extremely huge on the maintaining our green transports, maintaining our green foods, maintaining the green plantation. Everywhere in the world has been decorated on the particular plan. But who will give the support on this kinds of structure and strategy or policy of EPA regarding that carbon dioxide is required? We all know that tree has a relations between carbon dioxide. We all know in the human body, whatever we are releasing, this belong to carbon dioxide. So that is a requirement we all know. But what kind of emissions requirement, what kind of emissions should to control? There should be a proper structure. Otherwise, upcoming days, when we are talking about hurricane, when we are talking about extreme sea level rise, when we have particular limit of the targets, then we can't control these kinds of policies. Every industrial resources, every industrial economical part, there should be a proper parameter with their policy, with the actual SOP, that this is our SOP regarding carbon emittance and the controlling power. There should be a proper dealing on the regarding on carbon issue. Carbon is not should be the power of relations with the earth fever. There should be a proper controlling on regarding to reduce earth fever, not gaining. That is very, very important. So this is the time to discussions regarding COP30 is nearby. We all know that is the world where the global strategy is maintaining this kind of issue. That's what should be the plan. That is very important. Thank you very much.